this is Dr. Williams with the Sweet Tooth Grand Opening Celebration. In this assignment, we're going to still work on our tabs and we're going to throw in some tables. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our worksheet from the Google Classroom or from Mrs. Williams. Once you received the worksheet, we want to name our document. So we're going to come up here and name it the Sweet Tooth. And you could put assignment, project, anything you'd like afterwards. Click OK. So the first thing we want to do is we want to type the Sweet Tooth. Now you'll notice that it has a special font and size. My advice to you is type everything first, then we'll go back and make everything look pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in this flyer. So I'm going along and typing. Notice I have not made anything pretty, but I got to Monday and it looks like Monday needs a tab. So before I begin anything, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and center right above the free samples because this will help us figure out where our tabs need to go for Monday. I find tab setting to be best when we left align. So it looks like Monday and Vanilla Fudge are both left tabs, but Monday looks like it goes right under different. So I'm going to go ahead and click in the ruler. I'm going to add a left tab stop. Notice I'm just going to click and drag it to kind of line it up where I think it needs to go. And I probably had it good right where the beginning was. Now Vanilla Fudge looks like it's right under tasting. So I'm going to eyeball over here, left click, add a tab. And right there looks good. So when I hit tab, now I could type in Monday, tab, Vanilla Fudge. I hit enter on the keyboard, not physically, but I push enter and I'm going to hit tab again. Notice my tab markers up in my ruler follow me. Let me go ahead and do Tuesday. I'm going to push enter, chocolate, bark with almonds. Now let's just take a look here. If I take my cursor up one line, my tabs stay in my ruler. But remember, we did not place these tabs until we got to this line in our Word document. If I go up one more line where we centered a different item, notice my tabs disappeared. Google Docs is a linear program. That means that as I go line by line, I program it. It will remember the previous line. So I did not enter my tabs until I got to this line, and now they are there. Most students want to backspace or they'll copy and paste and they'll move things around and wonder what happened to their tabs. So you have to kind of keep tabs on what you're doing. All right, I finished my tabs above and I went ahead and typed in sample grand opening sale prices. Then I look underneath and I have fudge with everyday prices and then the grand opening prices. Now look closely. Fudge is one line down below the titles of everyday price and grand opening. But as I look closer, it definitely looks like 3 columns to me. So I could easily set tabs like I did above, or we could do tables. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a table. I would like to see a table in this just so I know that you have practiced tables. So again, I'm going to go on this line and I'm going to choose center. Notice when I was up here, I was on left align. So I'm going to go back down here, choose center. This helps me with aligning where my table is going to go. So I see that it's 3 columns, and then I want to start with everyday price. So I'm going to start counting the rows. Everyday price is 1, fudge is 2, truffles is 3, small ice cream's 4, large ice cream is 5. So I know I need 5 rows. So I'm going to go up here to table, insert table, and I know it's going to, there we go. I know I need 3 columns and I need 5 rows. So just keep clicking down and it's going to add. So I'm going to go to 5. And here I'm going to type in everyday price. And I'm going to hit tab on my keyboard. Notice it takes me to the next cell. I'm going to go ahead and capitalize these. Okay. If you look up closely at our ruler now, our rulers have changed. Each cell has its own ruler. So now I can set tabs if I wanted to in each side of these cells. I can think of each cell as an individual entity. You can change the way each cell looks. Also, if I right click on here and I go to table properties, let's take a look at our table properties. All right, so I have a table border of black. Obviously when I'm done, I don't want a border, so I'm going to change that to 0. Okay. Cell background. If you want individual cells to have its own background, you can change the background. Right now it says cell, so let's just practice. If I were to change it to, let's say, a red, I click OK. See how only that cell now turned red because that is where my insertion point was. If I click over here, right click, go to table properties, I could change this background to green, and I can change my different colors. Or I'm just going to undo, undo, undo. All right, let's go back to table properties. In table properties, then we have cell vertical alignment. Right now I'm aligning to the top, but if I want it in the center, I can center it. Or if I wanted to start it at the bottom of the cell, I can start it at the bottom. This is actually used a lot because depending on if you want things centered over here where this is a large paragraph and it moves it down, you would choose center. Table alignment, right now I'm on center, but if I want everything on the left-hand side, I would go ahead and choose left. Column width, column height, right now I have it where it's just automatically spread from margin to margin, and then my left indent. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And right on the next one, this is where I'm going to put in fudge. Now, the difference between having a table and setting tabs is I can start going anywhere I want. I can be more random on how I type. Up here, I had to really go row by row by row. Sometimes students, they try to type Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they want to come back and type these. It makes it a little difficult. So when you're using a tab stop like we did up here with no table, you really have to go row by row. When you get down here at a table, you can be a little bit more random with what you want to type, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to type in truffles, small ice cream, and large ice cream. Now let's just say you accidentally did not put enough rows. Simply just right click. I can insert a column to the right, I can insert a column to the left, I can insert a row below, and I can insert a row above. So just if you think that you need something, just right click on it. Just right click on everything, look at your options, look around. Also notice the tab up here. Table, insert rows above, insert rows below, delete a row, delete the table, and then table properties. All right, now I have everyday price. So this one gets a little tricky because we want to line our decimals. Notice this one is $7.99 per a pound. Okay, and then I go down here, I'm going to do $10.49 per a pound. How am I going to line up the decimals? Because if I select this and then I right align it, that kind of helps, but check this out. When I go down here, I believe this one is 75 cents for a small ice cream, $0.75, and I right align. Now my decimals do not line up. So because Google does not allow us to do a decimal stop, so if I were to click up here in my ruler and look at my tab stops, notice I do not have a decimal tab stop. You're going to just have to use your best judgment. Do you want it right align, left align, center? It's up to you. I'm going to go with my center button just because I think it looks a little nicer. And then the last one here for a large ice cream is $1.25. If I go over here to my grand opening, I have $5.59 per a pound. And I'm going to go ahead and complete the table. Okay, I'm going to click out of my table. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to do the next line. Now it's grand opening, raffle. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter twice, go back to my left alignment, and start typing the next paragraph.